Good morning, everyone. Happy first day of summer. It does not feel like summer here. It was cold this morning. No, for summer it was cold. It was in the 50s in the morning, and I wore a hat. I wore like a Canadian toque. In the U.S. you call it a beanie. I wore one this morning because when I get up in the morning, I am generally cold. I don't retain heat very well. So I was walking this morning and looking like it was winter because I was that cold. So happy first day of summer wherever you are, and I hope you're a little warmer than me. The sun is shining, so I cannot complain at all. It is a gorgeous day here, and it will get warm later on. But we walk at 6:30 in the morning, so maybe that's what should I expect for walking at 6:30 in the morning. Yes, it is. It is cool here, and I am still getting warmed up. My hands are cold. Better get stamping, huh? All right. Well, let me share with you what today's card is. And today is Casing Tuesday, and that's the day when we take a card out of a current Stampin' Up! Catalog and we give it a makeover. And so today's card is actually from the front of the catalog, which is kind of cool. It is definitely a great card to case. I like the layers on this card. I'll share with you in a moment what I did. And here also is our sketch. So the sketch breaks it down into like really kind of easy sort of dimensions. I actually tweaked my dimensions a little bit, but you'll see in a moment it does look very much like the same card. The bones of it anyway, but not, it isn't the same card, so that's always fun. Good morning, everyone. So glad you're here. I will talk to you all at the end, and if you have any questions for me along the way, please ask them. Oh, and I was going to check real quick. Let me see. I wanted to check my sound real quick because I'm going to switch over to that connection, and then let me just check to make sure my sound is all the way up. Okay. Oh, shoot. You know what? I need to bring my sound down. Is that a little bit better? I hope so. Let's see. Move my microphone in the right direction so it's like right in front of me. I'm sorry if it was down way up out of my way before. I tell you, it was a little journey to get here this morning. Okay, I hope my sound. Um, okay, so hopefully now I fixed my sound, Marty. Okay, good, good, good. I wanted to do a sound check beforehand, but I had such a messy desk. Do you ever get to the point where you're crafting and you're creating and you might be working on multiple projects, and so your desk starts to build up and build up? Well, now imagine that you've got all of that, and at 10 o'clock you have a live. And it's 9:55, and now you're like, okay, the 10 o'clock live is not going to happen at 10 o'clock. It's going to happen a little later. So you schedule your live to go live whenever. And then I just like started tidying up, started putting stuff away. And, I wish I could tidy things up as soon as they were done. Like that actually is my personality. I am a person that likes to tidy up. I like to have like neat, organized things. But in today's world, and in my life in particular, things just seem to be crazy. So I just kind of do as I need it. And today is when I needed it. So that's when I cleared it off. And I also have two main work areas. I have my desk where I do a lot of my computer work, and then I have the stamping area where I do my lives and I do my stamping. And then I have a photography area too. So I have all these little areas where I have stuff, but it's just like a rolling state of chaos and not my personality type at all. But there you have it. That's what life is like in 2022. things move a lot faster than they did a decade ago or 2 decades ago. So we just have to go with the flow and not worry about stuff, right? Okay, enough talking about my life. Let's do some stamping. Let's pop over. You know what? I haven't even turned on my camera yet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's my camera. Let's see if I can connect the dots and move over to my other camera. Okay, here we are. Let's have a look at my card for today. I love it. I love these dragonflies. They are so bright. This is the perfect summer card. And this is a card for all you out there. You are an inspiration. Keep stamping, keep crafting, keep learning, keep growing. This card is for you. And I like the little sparklies. I don't know if you can tell this little butterfly right here, dragonfly. I don't have a good light on it. It's made out of glimmer paper. So if I had better lighting, it would catch the light. Maybe I catch a little bit of sparkle there. Okay, yeah, so I did that out of glimmer paper, and I'll show you how to do this fabulous tie-dye background. This is called the Spiral Die Stamp Set. Let's look at that real quick. This is the Spiral Die Stamp Set. And the cool thing about this stamp set, it is designed to, if you stamp it in one color this way, and then you turn your cardstock 180 degrees, and you clean it off and stamp it in a different color, it will create this two-tone effect for you. I'll show you that a little bit better once I don't have a layer covering that up, but you can do a lot of fun different tie-dye looks with that. I went pretty tone on tone with this one, but it's fun. It's like bright for this perfect backdrop for this summer card. And then I used the Dragonfly Garden. This used to be a bundle, but now these are no longer available as a bundle, but they are available separately. This is the Dragonfly Garden stamp set and the Dragonflies Punch, and they work together really well. And I'll show you how to put everything together. Okay, let's get started. Let's start off with stamping the background to this card. So you're going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I've got, actually, I'm going to pull this off so I can show you. But you know what? First, I'm going to clean it off. I've got my Stampin' Chamois here. I used this last night, and the second color was Pool Party. So I'm just going to wipe this off real quick and let that dry. And I've also got a little piece of grid paper. So this is the Stamparatus, and I just want to show you. It comes with this mat. Actually, normally you use this mat with photopolymer, but I had it stuck in there last night, so I'm just going to leave it in there because it seemed to work. And the small grid paper, that was my trimmer that just went clump over the edge because this pad, this is the small grid paper, and this is what you would use in the Stamparatus, and I'm just using this today to line things up. So I've got a sheet of that, and I'm going to place that right in here. We can't use magnets today to tether this piece down because we're going to be stamping the entire piece, so there's no place where the stamp isn't going to touch. So I'm just going to go ahead and align it up with the darker lines. I'm not going to put it right to the edge because when you have a big stamp like this, the stamp actually starts a little bit in from the edge, and you can't really press down very well on this plate when your stamp's in the corner. So you do want to move this out just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to just take my stamp, and I'm going to just position it over my piece like that. Then I've got my clear plate here, and I'm going to use it to pick up this piece. Okay. And then I'll start with my first color. And I'm going to use Parakeet Party, and I'm just going to ink this whole thing up in parakeet. And then we're going to, press down. I'm going to make sure I get into all the corners and press, and then we're going to lift off. Woohoo, look at how beautiful that is. Let's close this up. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to just squeegee this off. So something I noticed when this chamois, I just wet this, so my chamois is just a little bit wetter than normal. Make sure your chamois is wet but not sopping wet, not like saturated with water, because otherwise you're gonna see here like it's staying a little wetter. You can make this a little drier. The chamois is great because you can all it just needs is water, right? So you just keep wetting it. As it dries out, you wet it. Okay, so now for this piece, we're going to turn it 180 degrees. So we're just going to turn, and we're going to line it back up on that same spot, but now it is, the top is the bottom and the bottom is the top. And then we'll take another color, and this one is Pool Party. I thought green and blue kind of the Parakeet Party is a green yellow, and then the Pool Party is kind of a blue yellow. And you can experiment with whatever colors you want. So, and then I'm just going to come down here. We're going to press on here. Okay, and then we'll lift off, and ta-da! Look at that! We have a fun background, and the cool thing was that we just used two colors. We flipped the cardstock 180, and you can make two-tone designs very easily with that. Just so pretty. I just love that background stamp. Okay, so now we need a card base to put this on. So let's grab a card base, and I just took a half sheet of cardstock and I did a tent fold, so 11 inches by 4 1/4, and then I scored it in half at the 5.5 inch mark. If you're not fancy like me and you don't like scoring, you could also fold it in half, but I actually like to score because it's more precise. And then I'll just take my bone folder and smooth down my fold. And then I'm going to adhere this to my card front. Yep, just like this. And you know, this just looks good on its own, doesn't it? And if you, when you're stamping, if you're not 100% precise and you have a little bit of the edges showing, you can cut this down and then just center it on your card front. Like if you didn't get a perfect centering with your spiral and you have a little bit of white showing, you can just cut it down to like 5 1/4 by 4, or 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and then you can fit it onto the front of the card too. All right, let's do some embossing first. So this piece right here measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/2, and I'm going to use the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. And if you don't have embossing, if you don't have a die cutting machine, you can just use this layer plain. But I'm gonna just really quickly, I need to go grab my big plate. So the Time Worn Trim embossing folder is a 3D embossing folder. So I'm just going to take this. This is my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm taking it down to the base platform, number 1. And then this is number 4 plate. And this is the one that you use with the 3D embossing folder. So just one, the embossing folder, the cardstock, and then we're going to run this through. And if you ever are running something through and it's not fitting, you need to stop and just reevaluate your sandwich and make sure that it looks right. Because sometimes, you know, when we're in a rush, we don't get the right sandwich. So look, there's a little bit of texture on here. It's just enough to give that background a little bit of interest so that it's not quite as plain. And usually I would do a... got a spot on my, it's gone now. It was a fluffy. Usually I would do like a white background here, but today I really wanted to pop out those dragonflies, so I used a really bright layer. Orchid Oasis is great for that. It's a kind of, it's a blue purple. So we're just gonna take this, put some Tombow on it, and then we'll just adhere it. Kind of adhering it so there's the same space here, here, and here. And I'm leaving a little extra space over here on this side. All right, and now it's time for dragonflies. So let's grab a piece of basic white, our dragonfly, and we're going to use Starry Sky. It's one of our new in colors. And we'll just stamp this here, and we'll come over here and I'll stamp another one over here. So it's a little easier to color before punching out because then you have a bigger surface to work on. So I'm just going to grab some Stampin' Blends and do some coloring. I'll start off with the dark Orchid Oasis, and I'm just going to do the body. These, today I'm using a lot of the In Color Stampin' Blends. And then I'm going to come in, actually, I'm going to also, no, I'm going to switch to the light Orchid Oasis. And I'm going to come through and I'm going to color every other segment on the body. I did look at dragonfly images, and this is light Tahitian Tide. And what I came up with was, this looks, what should I say, I'm not sure if it looks like an actual butterfly or dragonfly, but I looked at the colors, but I wanted to kind of get in some inspiration with the colors, and I'm going to color this one right here. So we'll do a little bit of Parakeet Party. This is dark Parakeet Party. And then we'll come in and we'll just do a little here and a little there. And then we'll come in here. I'm just variegating the colors just a little bit. And the fun thing is you can color these however you want. You don't have to do them like I'm doing them. But these are really great. I think these are really great dragonfly colors. And then I'll come in with my Tahitian Tide. And we'll just blend. I just want two different kinds of dragonflies, just so they both don't look the same. And if you go on my blog in the resources section, I've actually created labels for all my Stampin' Blends. You can see one right here. If you want to grab those labels, you can, and print them out. And then I used a 3/8 inch circle punch to punch them out, and that just helps with identifying your blends when they're sitting in a holder, because you should store these flat. Okay, so then we're going to come in and we're going to do this one right here. And I'm just just going to do, this is Tahitian Tide Dark. So last night I was coloring these dragonflies, and my son is staying with my mom in BC. He's visiting there right now, and so they called me, and we were FaceTiming, and I was coloring these dragonflies. This is Orchid Oasis. This is the light. Oh, no, no, not Orchid Oasis. I'm calling it a color we don't have anymore. It's Fresh Freesia. And so I was coloring while they were getting ready for dinner, and that was kind of fun because I was trying to double up on working while talking. So right now I'm running a BOGO sale, and so you can get my retired product free with an order of equal value in my store. And we're also offering, Stampin' Up! Is offering free shipping today on orders of $75 or more. So it's a great day to place an order, even if you're not participating in my BOGO sale, which, you know, if you have, I'm going to just come in here and blend a little bit more. If you have, if you still have some retired things that you want, check out what I have in my stash, because you get that stuff for free with an order of equal value. So it's definitely worth it. It's a little bit of a hard concept to wrap your head around at first, because you're like, what? She's giving me stuff for free? Yes, I am, because I have a lot of stuff and I want to move it on to a good home, so I am giving it for free. I only do this once a year with an order of equal value in my online store, but you need to reserve the retired products. I only have one of each product, so you need to email me and let me know what products you want so I can tell you if they're still available. Because right now, while I'm doing this live, I already saw a few emails and I have to pull some things. So I'm just going to punch this out with the Dragonfly punch. This is such an easy punch to use. It's so fast. And we'll just center this. I'm using gripping a little bit, pushing down a little bit, not to the point of punching. And then we've got two little dragonflies. And you notice there's another baby dragonfly right here. We don't have a stamp for that, but these look really pretty if you punch some out of glimmer paper. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's easier to see on the white side where to punch. So I'm going to come on the white side. This strip is 3/4 of an inch wide, which is perfect for the little dragonfly. It means you won't waste any paper. And there's my little, this one's, this glimmer paper is the 2022-2024 in color glimmer paper. So it's got an ombre effect to it. So this is from the lighter part of the paper. Okay, we are coming right along. So I've got my little pieces, and now I just want to do this greeting right here. So this piece is 1 3/4 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and we'll come in with Starry Sky again and just ink that up. And okay, actually, you know what, I think I want this a little bit, I'm going to stamp this again. I want it a little lower. Let's go just a little bit lower. There we go. I looked at that and I wasn't quite happy. And so, you know, you can flip over your cardstock and then just stamp again. You have one more chance to get it right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, first of all, yes, this is the right way. I'm going to lay everything out before I adhere, so I know that I have enough room for everything that I want on here. I want those wings to be on the Orchid Oasis cardstock because I want to make sure that they pop on that paper. And then this one here. Okay, so let's grab some dimensionals, and we'll start off with this dragonfly here. I'm just putting one right in the center, and that means if you don't pin that dragonfly all the way down, you can bend up the wings a little bit. Of course, it might be flattened in the envelope a bit, but you can just kind of just go like that. But the person can fluff up, the person who gets the card can fluff up the dragonfly wings a little bit. That way, if you don't pin it all the way down. And fluff up the little wings. This one will go right here. And then we'll grab this greeting and we're going to put Tombow right here. And then this little guy, I mean, I popped him up on a dimensional here, but you know what? I think I'm going to just leave him flat. I'll see what I like better, because that way we've got two different levels of things going on. Okay, and then we're going to grab some iridescent rhinestone jewels. Pop these away. These are still my favorite embellishments right now because they're neutral, but they catch the light. So all you really need is a few of these on here, and then it's just, and not to mention also that dragonflies, they have iridescent wings too, so it's actually kind of nice to have. They just like sparkle, and they're relatively flat, so I really like them in terms of an embellishment. You know, we always have our favorite embellishments, don't we? Like whatever we like. And there we go. So there, that little guy is popped up here, and this little guy is flat. So either one I think will do. I think the focus will be on the bigger dragonflies like that. And there you go. Pretty dragonfly card. I really like this card. The spiral die just makes for a fabulous background. You could, you know, really do whatever colors you want. If you want the spiral die to really pop, use two contrasting colors. But if you want it in the background, then use colors that, I don't know if this is the right term, but they're adjacent to each other on the color wheel. They're next to each other, like green and blue, so that they're closer together, so that they don't provide as much contrast. So it's kind of just like kind of a subtle effect, because you can see the green melts into the blue, and it's just like, you know, it's not hard on the eyes, right? And then the purple background, that's what pops up the butterflies. Okay, I'm coming over to you guys. Coming over. Here I am. All right, I hope you like that card. It was a fun card to create. So I know I talked about free shipping today only, Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. Stampin' Up! Is offering free shipping on orders of $75 or more. Now, you could use my host code on your free shipping order, and that's this host code. And then you're going to get, if you use that code, if you qualify for free shipping, you will get this, and you use my host code, and you'll get the 6x6 sampler of the Design a Daydream paper, okay? But if you would prefer to participate in my BOGO sale, then you need to click over onto my blog. There's a link down below, and check out my BOGO sale page. The first page is just the instructions, but there's buttons that will take you over to the BOGO sale product page. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to go through and pick out some retired product
and then email me and ask me if those products are still available. And I'll pull them for you and I'll email you right back. I'm going to try after I get off here, I'm going to catch up on my emails that I missed this morning and email the people back that have emailed me since I went live this morning, and pull the products so that you can still take advantage of the free shipping, because I'll let you do the BOGO sale, but it's a different host code. So I that's why I have two things going on. I've got just plain ordering with that host code that starts with a G. Or if you want to participate in my BOGO sale, please go ahead and pick out your retired product first and email me, and then I will send you instructions, which will have a different host code, and how to get all of that retired stuff for free. The only other thing you pay for the to get my retired product for free is the shipping for that retired product to you. But when I send you the email back, I will tell you how much your shipping is, so there's no surprises. So you're not going to get a bill for $50 for shipping. That's not the case. I'm going to usually, like if it's like one item, it's usually around $5. But if it's like more items, if it's a punch is heavy. So punches, they will cost more to ship. I'll do a flat rate envelope. If you were just to get one punch, I'd have to use a flat rate envelope. So you kind of get the idea of how much it will cost. But I will tell you before you go ahead with anything, how much the shipping on the retired products will be. So there'll be no surprises at all. Okay? All right. I think I am done. And all the supplies for today's card, they are on my blog. So, and they're actually down below in the description of this video too. So, either way, you will be able to find them. Okay, I'm coming back over and talking to you guys. Good morning, Dee. And thank you for telling me my sound is a little low. And I remedied that. It was because my microphone was sticking way up in the air. I have it on a stand and I can bring it down, but when I'm working, I put it up. And so, yeah, sorry about that. Good morning, Marty. I hope you liked that I showed you how to use the spiral die. I think you were the one that asked me, it was a few weeks ago, you asked me about the spiral die, and now we know how to use it. Okay. All right, good morning, Betty. I'm sorry I was late this morning, Betty. I could not be helped. It was a little chaotic in here this morning. Good morning, Nina. So good to see you. Good morning, Janine. Marty says those products are on her list. Yay. Good morning, Ellie. Oh, you've got clouds in New York? My goodness. We're not that far apart from you and we have the sunshine. I hope it warms up later. Okay, Marty, you asked if the chamois is thick. So I would say it's probably about a 1/4 inch thick. And it is, I think, about 5 by 7. This is the back side, and this is the side that I use most often to clean. So what I do is I don't keep this. I keep this in a the old Stamp and Scrub. I pulled out one of the foam pads, or one of the pads that you use to clean, and I put this in there instead. But you can also use one of our stamping cases. Just don't close the stamping case, because when you close something up that is wet, you know what happens, it gets mildewy. So I just let mine dry on its plastic case. It doesn't come with a plastic case, but I let it dry on the plastic case that I have it on. And then as soon as I'm stamping again, I just run it under water. And I actually run it under hot water because hot water seems to like absorb the water into the sponge a little faster. And I just give it a quick rinse and then bring it back over. And it is the best way to clean your stamps ever, because it just really takes the ink off. And that's what you need, especially with a two-step stamp like that. You want to be able to clean everything right off. And I realized I did not put the chamois on my supply list. So if I get a chance this morning, I will add the chamois on there. But if you just search for chamois in the online store, you will find it. It will be there. But it is just the most fabulous cleaning thing ever. Okay, let's have a look. I answered your question. Kimberly said she loves the colors of the cards. Thank you. And hello, Karen. And no worries that you're late, because I was late too. Even I was late. Karen said she loves the labels. Oh, that's great. I'm so glad. Karen's referencing the Stampin' Blends labels. You can find them on my blog. If you click over to my blog, look under resources, and there is the chart for you to print off, and then just use a 3/8 inch circle punch. And actually, I'm going to make a note to put that in my, because we don't sell one right now. And, but I do have a link for you, for Amazon if you're looking for a 3/8 inch circle punch to punch out your Stampin' Blends labels. Okay. Marty said or asked, could you put 2 dragonflies back to back? Are the stamp and punch symmetrical? I think they are, but we can test out that theory. I'm going to grab 2 pieces of cardstock. All right. I'm going to grab white and red here. Okay. So I'm just going to, if I punch this, I'm just going to make the strip a little smaller, because if I punch this big strip, it was going to... Okay, I'm going to punch this, and we can test it out. So, okay, so I have white in the background right here. That's pretty symmetrical. And then let's flip it. Yeah, they're symmetrical. Okay, perfectly symmetrical. So yes, you could layer them up and make it even fancier. That would be fun. All right. Nalita, could I put crystal or glitter on the wings? Yes, I could have done that. I wish I had thought about it. So you could put Wink of Stella on those wings, and it would look so, so pretty. And my brain just didn't compute last night. So I was making this card at 8 o'clock last night, and I pretty much run out of steam. I have to usually be in bed by 10 because I am a morning person, not a night person. So yes, do that. Put some glitter on those wings. They would look fabulous if you did that. My card would have been even better if you had been in my craft room, Nalita. Teresa says, beautiful card, Brenda. Thank you. Betty says she loves those colors. Thank you. Kimberly Ann said, so pretty. I never thought I would like the spiral die. I love what you've done with it. Well, thank you. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Janine says she loves those colors together. Nalita says mine is black, both sides. Oh, the chamois is black on both sides. Yeah, I can get that way. Yes, with a lot of ink. You know what I do? I think we still have the Stampin' Scrub in our catalog. So the Stampin' Scrub, I should double check that we still do have this. I'm gonna go look. So, and then I can show you what I've done with mine. Let's see if there's, looking in my catalog. You know, you would think, yes, we do still sell the Stampin' Scrub. It's on page 149 of the catalog, so I'm going to explain to you what I've done. Erg. So, okay, here's what I do. So this is the Stampin' Scrub. This was um, our original cleaning device. So there we had two of these. They're kind of like how do I? It's almost like the lint, like a lint brush. It's kind of like a brush texture on here. And there's actually two, one on this side and one on this side. And we would spray our Stampin' Mist on one side. You can see there's wait. See, there's a little icon in the corner. I'm having trouble. Okay, it's this one right here. Okay, so there's little raindrops on this side, and then there's was a little sunshine up in this corner right here. So one is the wet side and one is the dry side. So you would spray the mist on here, rub your stamp on here, and then dry it over on this side. So what I do, if my stamp is really, really inky and really, really gross, what I do is I clean it off. I spray some of the mist on this side, clean off most of the ink on here, and then clean it really well on my Stampin' Chamois, because this takes the rest of the ink off, any residue. It just takes it all off. So I use them in combination. So actually, this is how it looks flat on my desk. I have this and the other thing, and I just kind of keep that on my desk, and I use it to clean my stamps. So Nalita, that's why yours gets probably super black, because you're just always, dabbing into there. But I clean some of my ink off first. I don't think there's a wrong way or a right way. That's just me. I just want to clean off some of the ink, because I've noticed sometimes when I wet my chamois again, I'll let the water, um, you know, I let it sit for a little bit to soften up, and some of the ink sometimes releases from it. So I'm just saying that probably just by taking some of the ink off sometimes on the Stampin' Scrub first allows it not to be black. But thank you, Delita, for putting out the item number. Thank you so much. And it's 850. Let's see. Yes, you're right. You're so good. Thank you for helping me out. So yes, my favorite cleaning tool ever is the Stampin' Chamois. All right, Janine says, I've used the glimmer paper and vellum with Wink of Stella too. Wow, you guys are so sparkly and happy. I always forget, like I'm just like in the zone. I'm like, okay, I've got it colored and I'm done. And I forget all of the glimmer and shimmer. And also, I think the really cool thing when you use glimmer and shimmer is that it looks a lot better in person than it does on camera. On camera, it's so hard to pick up those sparkles. So sometimes I forget, because on camera, the effect isn't as great. But I'll tell you for certain, when someone gets a card and it has sparkle and shimmer on it, it's just a little bit extra special. So you guys are absolutely right. I should be putting more glimmer and shimmer on my cards, and it would be wonderful if I did that. All right, guys, I hope you have a fabulous week. I will be back on Friday with a live on YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you will come and join me for that. And in the meantime, the free shipping special is only today, June 21st, 2022. My BOGO sale lasts till the 28th of June, though. So if you miss out on the free shipping today, you can still participate in my BOGO sale for another week and get a lot of double your product, because you're getting new products. You're placing a new order, but you're getting my retired product for free. So you're getting like a lot of new product to play with. Some of it is retired. It's my retired product that I've used, but still it's only been used by me because I don't teach classes right now. So the product is still in pretty good condition. So I know you will love it. All right, guys, have a great week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.